Okay, Assalamualaikum and hi to all. I want to continue with the second video. I want to discuss still worksheet 9, number 5. Okay, I want to discuss with you guys number 5 here. So number 5 here. So this is like exam question. ABC. We have ABC part. We solve one by one. Okay, make sure when you view this video, you have the worksheet with you, or you look at the worksheet as well, because you need to refer. Oh my god, because you need to refer to the question. Okay. So number 5, a curve has equation y equals to x e to the power of x, which is that equation. Okay, find in terms of e. This is a. Okay, now I'm doing a. Okay, find in terms of e the coordinates of the stationary point on this curve and determine its nature. Okay, so for part A, we have two questions that we need to answer here. So the first one is we need to find the coordinates of stationary point. Coordinates must be in terms of x and y. Okay, question states that our answer must be in terms of e. So you must have e inside here. Must be in terms of e. And then the second question, and then the second part of the question asks us to find what is the nature, to determine the nature. What is the nature of that stationary point? So how do we determine nature? Is by calculating the second derivative. Okay, so if second derivative greater than 0 means it is a minimum. If your second derivative is less than 0 means it is a maximum. Okay, so we need to calculate that. We need to identify the value to determine whether it's a minimum or maximum stationary point. Okay, so let's start. We know that when the question mentions stationary point, you need to be able to relate that stationary point dy dx must be equals to 0. So we have now stationary point indicates that dy over dx must be equals to 0. So at this level, you should be able to relate this one. Okay, whenever you see stationary point, turning point, stationary point, turning point, dy dx must be equals to 0. Okay, so now we have y equals to x e to the power of x. We want to calculate dy dx. So as you can see, I have x and e to the power of x. What is the relation between these two number here? What is the relation? It's a product. So therefore, we need to use a product rule. So product rule, you let your you let u equals to x. Blur ke? Okay, so u prime is equals to 1. So you let your v equals to e to the power of x. So v prime is just equals to e to the power of x again. Okay, so now we substitute into the equation dy over dx is equals to u prime v plus v prime u. It's okay, rewrite that formula over and over again so that you will be able to remember the formula. Okay, so key in inside, that is just 1, v is just e power of x, v prime is just e power of x, and then we have x and we have u, which is x, which is e power of x plus x e power of x. Okay, we know that dy dx must be equal to 0 at stationary point. Okay, so how do we solve x? The value of x here is, first if you can see e power of x and e to the power of x again. So we just factorize that, you will get that. Okay, equals to 0. So we have e power of x equals to 0. Another one is just 1 plus x equals to 0. Okay, so for this one, we ignore this answer here. So why do we ignore? Okay, why do we ignore that part? Because when you have e power of x equals to 0, e power of x equals to 0, we want to solve for x, right? So you add ln for both sides, you will get ln e power of x equals to ln 0. So what is ln 0? If you press your calculator, you press ln 0, you will get math error. Means that value is it shouldn't be there. Okay, shouldn't be there. There's no value for that. So that's why you just ignore that part here. Okay, so we consider one value only, which is that one. You solve for that, you get x equals to -1. Okay. Okay, so now because our aim just now, remember our aim just now, we want to calculate the stationary point, means our answer must be in terms of x and y. Okay, so that is just x value. We are done with the x value. How do we calculate y? Is you just substitute your x value into the original equation just now. Okay, so you substitute your y now is equals to -1 e power -1. You can leave your answer. Oh my god, kenapa blur? Sekejap Okay, you can leave your answer in that form, or if you want to put in fraction, you can do it like this, 1 over e. Okay, so therefore, okay, I will continue here. Okay, I will continue here, this part here. Okay, so therefore your stationary point is equals to negative 1, comma, negative 1 over E. Okay, so settle the first part of part A. Okay, second part is you need to determine the nature of your stationary point. So how do we determine nature? Is by finding the second derivative. So we know that from the previous calculation, dy dx is equals to e power x and then plus x e power x. So we differentiate once again. Okay, you will get differentiating e power x will give you e power x again. So differentiating that again, you can use product rule, or if it's me, I don't want to use product rule anymore because I know that that is exactly the same equation as the previous question. So differentiate that, okay, will give you that one. Will give you this one, the dy dx just now. We have calculated that one. You don't have to repeat the process again. Okay, but if you want to repeat the process again, it's just fine. Okay, so plus e power of x plus x e power of x. If you don't understand this part here, please message me. Okay, if you don't understand, okay, feel free to message me. Okay, so that one I can simplify, becomes e 2 e power of x plus x e power of x. Okay, so now we want to identify whether that value is a positive or negative value at that stationary point. So we substitute in the value of x. So at x equals to negative 1, consider negative 1 only, okay, stationary point. So your d square y over dx square is equals to 2e power negative 1 minus 1 e power negative 1 as well. So you press your calculator. That is just 2 over e. Okay, and then we minus 1 over e. Okay, so that is just a positive value. I am not interested to know what is the value. I just want to know whether it's a positive or negative only. So therefore, it's a greater than 0. Greater than 0 means minimum. So therefore, it's a minimum nature. Okay, minimum nature. That's it. Okay, so that is for part A. Now let's do part B. Okay, part B. Make sure you refer to the question. Find in terms of E means that your answer must be in terms of E lah. Okay, the equation of the normal to the curve at point 1E. Okay, now we want to find the equation of normal. We want to find equation of normal. So how do we find equation of normal? So first, we know that normal is just y equals to mx plus c. Okay, where we need to key in the value of m and the value of c. So m here is the gradient of the normal, mn, gradient of the normal. Okay, c is just y-intercept. Okay, but before we calculate the gradient of normal, we need to calculate the gradient of tangent first. So gradient of tangent is just mt. Okay, gradient of tangent, that is just dy over dx. Okay, dy over dx. Okay, so sorry, we want to calculate at point P. Okay, point P given in question is 1e. Okay, so we want to calculate dy over dx. So dy over dx, we have calculated previously. Dy over dx, you refer to the previous calculation. So dy over dx is just equals to e power of x plus x e power of x. So that is from the calculation in part A. Okay, so we substitute the value of x, which is 1, into the equation. So you will get at x equals to 1, your gradient of a tangent is equals to e power of 1 plus e power of 1. Okay, that one is just 1, right? So you will get 2e. Okay, so what is the relation between gradient of tangent and gradient of normal? Is just mt times mn is equals to negative 1. Okay, because it's perpendicular to one another. Okay, that is from the straight line chapter. Okay, so we know that our mt is just 2e times with mn equals to negative 1. So therefore, your mn is equals to negative 1 over 2e. Okay? Okay, so now we substitute into the equation y equals to mx plus c. So therefore, y equals to negative 1 over 2e x plus c. Now we need to know what is our c. Okay, so to know what is the value of c, you substitute in the value of y and x. So which y and x is from the question? From this question. Substitute the value of x is 1, value of y is just e. Okay, just key in inside the equation. Now, that is just e equals to negative 1 over 2e times 1 plus c. So your c is equals to e plus 1 over 2e. Okay, doesn't look very convincing, right? But it's at math. So this is at maths. Okay, the answer here looks quite weird, but this is correct. Okay, so now you key in everything inside. So y equals to negative 1 over 2ex plus e plus 1 over 2e. So that is your equation of normal. Okay, okay, settle. So this is for part B. If you don't get this part, you can simply pause the video, try to do on your own, and then or if you are still confused, you can simply text me. Okay, so now let's do part C. Part C, read the question. Normal at P, which normal? This normal. The normal at P. Okay, the normal at P meets the x-axis at A and the y-axis at B. Find in terms of E the area of triangle OAB where O is the origin. Okay, so now we relate with the straight line chapter. Okay, so if you want to draw, you can simply draw. Let's say this is your normal. What is the equation of normal just now? Y equals to negative 1 over 2ex plus e plus 1 over 2e. So that line meets the x-axis at A. That is your A. And the y-axis at B. So that is your B. So I really suggest you guys to draw or sketch a bit so that you can understand better. And then this is just the O origin. Okay. Find in terms of E the area of triangle OAB. So how do we calculate the triangle? Is you use this formula. You have learned this previously. Okay. This is the area of triangle equals to 1 over 2. And then you put x1, y1, x2, y2, x3, y3, x1, y1, close the triangle. Okay, okay, you have covered this, I think like last year kot with Miss Kasha kot. Okay, okay, so now ke dengan saya Kasha. Okay, so now first we need to calculate what is the coordinates of B, what is the coordinate of A. So at A, when your line here cross x-axis, what is the y value? We know that at A, y is equals to 0. Okay, y is equals to 0. So you substitute 0 into your equation here. Okay, so you should get 0 equals to negative 1 over 2ex plus e plus 1 over 2e. Okay, so 1 over 2ex equals to e plus 1 over 2e. Okay, so your x is equals to 2e square, I times times 2e square plus 1. Okay, 2e square plus 1. Okay, so now your A is just equals to 2e square plus 1 comma 0. Okay, so now at B your x is equals to 0 because B cross y axis. B cross y axis. Okay, so x is equals to 0, so you substitute 0 into your equation. So your y is equals to 0 plus e plus 1 over 2e. Okay, so therefore your B, this is your A, B is equals to 0 comma e plus 1 over 2e. Okay, so now you key in everything into the formula. Area of triangle, I don't want to solve. Okay, I want you guys to solve because this is just math scale. Okay, where you need to multiply polynomials, you need to multiply unknowns together. Okay, and the area of triangle, that is just 1 over 2. We need to calculate the angle of this triangle, means we are considering 0, 0, that coordinates and that coordinates. Okay, so I put the first one 0, 0. Second coordinate, which is A, I just take A. A is 2e square plus 1 and then 0. B is 0, e plus 1 over 2e. And then we repeat the same coordinates again, 0, 0. Okay, so you solve that one. Solve that one, okay? So how do you solve? Can you still remember that one? Go down, go down, go down. So it's very easy to solve this because we have a lot of zeros here. So most of the product is just 0. Okay, and then you minus, go up, go up, go up. Okay, if you don't remember the formula, please look at the formula booklet that I give in the mana saya bagi itu? In the WhatsApp group, yes, in the WhatsApp group. Okay, you can refer to that formula. It's under straight line graph chapter. Okay, so you will get your answer. Okay, your answer is provided in the worksheet, so please refer. I don't want you to just simply look at this video. I want you to repeat the workings again. Okay, repeat the workings again. Make sure you can do all. Make sure you can do all. You don't have to submit worksheet 9 to me. Okay, so just make sure you can do. You can get the answer. Then it's just fine. Alright. Okay, thank you guys.